Kirsten. This is going to be the last training block that we do during racing season. This will carry us through the end of race season, and then we'll get into the off-season stuff that I was hinting at in our text messages. So this is going to be a little bit different structure with some little bit different exercises than you've been doing up to this point. The previous workouts were primarily full circuits, and they're all pretty well straight up strength moves. We really didn't get into any kind of plyometrics. So at this point, we're going to break things down into some like supersets, working back and forth between two different exercises, or little mini circuits of 3 exercises at a time, trilogy. And we're going to mix in some plyometric type work, building strength, or actually start building power. You'll do 2 to 3 sets of each of these exercises. Start out with 2 initially, and then if you feel pretty good on that, then the next time you do the workout, you could venture into 3. Or and with these, because this first workout, you got 2 exercises that you bounce back and forth between, and then you move on to 3 that you work through. You could even do 3 sets of the first 2 and 2 sets of the last 3, or vice versa. On the strength exercises, we're going to do 6 to 10 repetitions of each one. So you want to choose a resistance or a weight that's going to allow you to do 6 to 10 reps. If you can do more than 10, or if you can do 10 or more for 2 or 3 sets with perfect form without things breaking down, then it's time to increase the weight, decrease the reps a little bit. You want to be working. First set shouldn't feel too bad. Second set will be all right, I'm starting to work. Third set should be, I really got to work hard to hold it together. Things are threatening to break down. That's on the strength moves. On the plyometric exercises, instead of doing this for time, which you may be familiar with like high intensity intervals, we're going to do this for repetitions also, but there'll only be 6 to 12 repetitions on each of those, and because we want to keep the intensity really high. That's crucial on those, and I'll be talking about that more in a few minutes. Also, just like the other workouts we've done, you're going to start with a general cardiovascular workout, cardiovascular warm-up, and 5-10 minutes easy, and any mode that you like, whether treadmill, stationary bike, rower, elliptical, whatever you feel like doing. And then you move into a specific strength warm-up. And the specific warm-up is still pretty easy, but the movements are similar to what you've been doing, or what you're going to be doing during your workout. So for example, with this one, our first 2 exercises are crossing balance lunge and a bear crawl. And on each of those, so a good specific warm-up is even some regular squats like this, and some squats, because we're going to be doing some lunges, or we're going to do a crossing balance lunge, so you can even do some side step with a little bit of a dip, a little bit of a curtsy, just kind of easy, getting things firing up a little bit. Bear crawl doesn't really mean you're going to get down on the floor. You may want to use TRX and do something like some easy chest press on the TRX. Just nice and easy. On each of these, you're probably going to do 12, 15, you do 20 repetitions, depending on how you're feeling. You just want to make sure you're warmed up completely before you go into the harder repetitions. Because we're dropping, or going to the harder exercises, because we're decreasing the repetitions, that specific warm-up is more important than it was in the past when we were doing a little bit lighter weight and higher repetition. So, first, strength exercise from there, TRX crossing balance lunge. So your first exercise, I think I've had you do these before. Balance on one foot, standing tall, shoulders back. You're going to reach across the foot, touch the knee to the back of the other leg. And in fact, I am certain you did this before. As you do that, we want to pay attention to what this hip is doing and make sure that it's not dropping out to the side. So you're holding that in, trying to activate medial glutes here, really trying to strengthen the whole hip complex, working on balance, a little bit of core strength on these. So you're pressing kind of down and out on your TRX straps. Okay, and 6 to 10 repetitions if they're too easy. What you can do is you go extra deep. Oh, and I'm not quite strong enough to do those right now. But you're gonna go extra deep, touch, sitting back, and bring that up. Okay. You're gonna alternate that with a bear crawl, forward and backward. These get a little tricky. Most people find forward pretty easy. So hands, arms straight, knees are gonna be bent like this. Opposite hand and knee move together. And then back. So tight abs, knees bent, you're moving like that. So they're opposites. Gonna go back and forth a couple times, probably about 4 forward, 4 back. Depends on your room, how much space you've got. If you've got a long room and you want to go the whole way along, whole way across and the whole way back, that's fine. You're gonna do a total of, again, probably 6, 8, or 10 each way. Alternating those 2 to 3 sets. All right, Kirsten, we're gonna try this again. Sorry about that, got interrupted. Actually, made a quick clothing change. It's actually about 2 days later from when I demonstrated the last exercise for you. So anyway, we are moving on. Next 3 exercises in this first training session for this block are, we're going to do these as a little circuit, a trilogy of 3 exercises, mini circuit. TRX sprinter start with a jump and a hip drive. So these are going to be more of your plyometric type workout, working on, along with strength, building some additional power. So straps underneath your arms, they're going to be extended the whole way as long as they go. Get settled in here. You're on 1 foot, and these are a sprinter start, so it's like coming out of the starting block, only you're going to really explode. And that was good. And you don't do a lot of these. So my hips are low, you're not like this, keep your spine straight, really drive up. And you're going to do about 6 to 12 reps max on each leg, and really feeling those. You drive up as hard as you can, drive that hip up, and push off with the other foot to the point where you're going to leave the floor. Second of the 3 exercises, single leg hop. This is another one of those plyometrics. You're not going to do, again, a lot of these. You'll feel fatigued pretty quickly. And we're going to go in place, forward, backward, side to side. Does not necessarily need to be a set pattern. You want to do a little bit of variety. So you're going to hop like that, and then get out of. Okay, and you're going to forward, back. And I'm already getting tired. Side to side. You can use your arms to help balance, and you're going to get pretty tired pretty quickly on those. Again, 6 to 12 repetitions max on each one, and you'll probably do them better than me, because you're in much better shape than I am. Third exercise of this trilogy. This one is actually it's tough. It's going to allow you to recover a little bit from these 2, because these first 2 are so much lower body and very explosive. Third one is, it's a high plank on a stability ball. with a little bit of a twist to it. So your high plank, and you're balancing on the bar. So from the front, you can see that what I'm doing, feet tight together and balancing. But you're going to lift a foot and abduct your hip a little bit and down. And you can alternate sides, that way it shifts your weight, center of gravity side to side. Looking at that from the side. Get situated there. Repetitions, and they really get challenging quickly. So those are your 3 exercises for the in the trilogy for the end of this workout. So again, you're going to do 2 to 3 sets on each of these. What you can do, I think I said at the beginning, is for the first 2 exercises, maybe you're going to do 2 sets of those, cycling through back and forth between those, and then 2 sets of these last 3. And maybe next time you do the workout, you do 3 sets of the first 2 and 2 sets of these, or vice versa. Eventually you work up to where you're doing 3 full sets of each of these, and you're gradually increasing the repetitions and resistance. These, I'm trying to think if any of these have, there's not much in the way of modifications. They're all pretty straightforward. They're pretty challenging, so really we're just increasing the total amount of training stress in each session by increasing the repetitions and increasing the sets. There's not a lot we're doing as far as increasing the intensity of each, especially for those sprinter starts and single leg hops, because they're just about as intense as it gets. And, so that's it. That's your first workout in this block.